Why, hello and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield. And today, I'm going to make a little Zollin's opinion or reaction video to the Bard the Bowman animation. I released the video on my channel. That's the name of it. If you want to see it without my commentary, okay, you can see it separate. We'll watch it real quick in this video too. It's only a minute long. And I want to talk about why I think RiseToWar did a really good job here lore-wise, okay? So they didn't just copy and paste the Hobbit movies. I'm a big fan of the Hobbit movies. There's a couple things in there lore-wise that I'm like, just like everybody, but I'm more of a lover of the Hobbit movies than maybe someone who doesn't like them quite as much. But I think after other certain TV shows, everyone likes the Hobbit now. But moving on, so I'm going to go ahead and push play. We're going to watch it, and then I'm going to talk about why it's so cool. And I love the voice person who does it. So I'm going to be here and stay in the corner. If you want to watch it without me in the corner, this is the video's name. It's right up there. This is my channel. I'm watching my own video. Here we go.
That day, a terrible dragon had reawakened. All hope of defeating it rested on a young descendant of the Lord of Dale.
The dragon had a weak spot, revealed in a battle with his ancestors. But it had remained a secret for generations. It was the key to victory. He had to find it, the spot with the missing dragon's scale.
Now, archers have always had a keen eye for the best vantage point, and are skilled at remaining calm in the face of danger.
The dragon's upper left breast, 4th row, 18th scale. He walked the path of his ancestors, unwavering until the end. From that day onwards, this young archer was known by a new, glorious name, Bard the Dragon Slayer.
So anyway, pretty awesome against my channel. That's why it's popping up. But let me just talk about it real quick, because I wanted to do a Zollin's opinion on this, okay? So for one, I loved the art. I loved that it went from being like a comic art to like burning away into reality. All right. That was really cool. I like that effect. I love the fact that let's just talk about here real quick. Nobody knew about the scale, right? Now, one thing they didn't show here was, I don't think they showed it that he was told by a little bird. Did they say that? By the thrush? The dragon had a weak spot revealed in a battle with his ancestors. Okay, so that's a little bit... It was revealed, but he didn't know about it until the bird told him, right? So that was a little bit where they kind of scanned over that a little bit, but it's really not the end of the world when it comes to lore. But here's the big one for me. Here's the big one, okay? The black arrow and that he shoots and the bow that he uses is a regular bow, okay? He doesn't use some makeshift ballista, which... using his son's arm. Again, okay, cinematically, freaking awesome, super emotional. I understand why they did it from a cinematic perspective, but from a realistic perspective, for me personally, it didn't quite pull me out of the realism, but I was kind of like, would that really hold? Could he really shoot that big of a freaking thing designed for a large ballista off a broken big bow, regular longbow, stuck into... Do you see why, like, that bothers me a little bit? But here in RiseToWar, props to them, to this phone game, right? Which I do like RiseToWar. We do videos on here on the channel. Is that, and that's, again, this is a RiseToWar video right now. He had to, he had a regular bow, and I love that the spot with a missing dragon scale. Now, wait, did it say that he had to find it? All right, it's the key to victory, right? I love the guy. Again, the voice person they did was awesome. The narrator, he's like, the spot with a missing dragon scale. And then I love how he did this, right? When he gets to the top, I also love that like slow-mo turn they did with the animation. It's like kind of like a frozen moment in time. Really, really well done. The archers always know the best key vantage point, which this makes sense, right? And it made sense for me in the movie that he would go to a really high point to try to shoot at it. Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm forgetting if he was in the bell tower in the actual books, but then you are skilled at remaining calm in the face of danger. Again, cool. Also, I really like how Bard looks. He looks pretty good. He didn't look exactly like the actor, but that I think of Bard when I see that. That's what I think of from the book. So good job there with the animation. And then I love the line here when he's like, the dragon's upper left breast, 4th row, 18th scale. Like he's like thinking about it, right? Like, I love that. That was really well done right here.
The dragon's upper left breast, 4th row, 18th scale.
And then the arrow still looks like it could kill a dragon, okay? So here's something that I'm trying to remember in the book, was it, I think it was called the Black Arrow still in the book, right? I got to go back and look at that passage because it's hard when you're playing all these games and watching the movie and you're like, well, where is, was that the exact wordings they used? But the arrow itself it feels like it's a regular arrow, maybe a little bigger than a regular arrow, little thicker, but it kind of makes sense that it's got to kill a dragon. I'd really never bought the fact that a regular arrow with a little corner, you know, this big of a spike would have ever killed Smaug with how big he was. So this makes a lot more sense. If this goes in over halfway and punctures maybe his heart or some kind of really vital organ on the dragon, this makes sense to me that it would kill. Just like the movie one would also make sense, and I think that's why they did that in the movie. But the movie one was so ridiculously big, he really should have had to shoot it from their ballista that they added into the story for the movie. So this makes way more sense to me in RiseToWar, this shot, okay? So
he walked the path of his ancestors.
And I think it's cool he's unwavering until the end, right? And then he kills the dragon. That's really, really cool, guys. I just thought it was really well done, and again, I love this shot of Bard at the end, and now knows Bald the Dragon Slayer, which I'm trying to remember.
That day onwards,
I think he was.
This young archer was known by a new, glorious name. Bard the Dragon Slayer.
Anyway, pretty darn cool, and I just had to show you guys that and talk real quick. And again, this is the actual video if you want to go watch it. But I just really, really liked it a lot, and it was pretty darn awesome. So I had to review it for you real quick here, guys, and talk about it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys like these kind of like little review things or like of a trailer or cinematic thing or stuff like that, let me know. They're really easy to make. They're really fast, so I could just throw them in with my other content. I don't have to like replace other content with this. I always like that. Anything I can give more enjoyable content to you guys that will make it where I don't have to like cut other things I'm working on, I think it's worth it. All right, guys, thanks so much. Thanks to my Patreons. Subscribe button's there. Next episode's over there. And another playlist is over there. Check it all out. Baruch Hazak Kuzade menu. Stay happy, my friends. See you in the next one.